Okay guys, you can't see me at the moment, obviously I'm on the other side of the camera. However, I have a lot of people coming to my website where I'm talking about my four-wheel drive. Unfortunately, this is now the sorry state of my four-wheel drive. Back here a while ago we went for a drive, and for whatever reason I've changed this. So on my website, four-wheel driving, that I'm getting lots of visits from, and I'm very pleased about that. I've talked about the fact that my four-wheel drive, my Land Rover Discovery, ended up with head problems. This is now what it looks like. I worked over quite a few weekends to get it to this point, and I thought I'd like to show people who are coming to my website what exactly is going on here. The lighting's not as good as I'd like it to be, but progressively I'll improve on this. But over this weekend I'm looking at starting to work on the heads, but the first stage I've got to do is create a baseboard, which I'm about to do, and that is what I'll rub the heads down on. I've seen this on YouTube before, and I thought I'd take the idea up and see if I can manage to do this myself. So over this weekend, as I say, I'm going to start working on this and hopefully get footage of myself doing it. Yeah, I'll do some editing here. Footage of myself showing what I talked about in a earlier video. That is, I've made up the board. I mean, I've already started using this, so the heads that you can see here I've already worked on, so they're not anywhere near as dirty as they were. But here's the board that I made up with MDF, as we know it in Australia, and put a handle on it, and the wet and dry, as it's called in Australia, glued them together, and it's been a matter of rubbing that across the heads, which I've already spent considerable time on, and they're looking a lot better than what they were when I first started doing them. I haven't found any reason for it to leak. I've got no idea at all why that's happened, but I've had my dial gauge and my ruler, and I've placed that on the head, and yeah, it's coming up a treat now. So we're well on the way of getting the heads resurfaced. I've already done the other side head, that's looking very good. But the next thing I'm going to do, rather than actually pull the valves out, I've decided to go and do a leak test, and if it passes the leak test, then the next thing I've got to do is go and buy some new head bolts, because these ones actually stretch when they're fitted, and I can then commence doing the work on the block itself. And I'll be using a drill machine, so to speak, with a wire wheel on that to clean the block itself up and make that look decent. I've also got to ream the bores out. The one in particular is bad, as it's shown on the previous video. It's very brown, so that's where the water got into it. And I will check out the rest of the bores out, turn the motor over progressively. I'll put some oil in there and just give them a bit of reaming and cleaning them up slightly before I start the refitting process. But so the next stage here is to do an actual valve test. Turn the head over, put some water in the other side, and see if the heads leak any water. So that's my next shot.